Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Erased Episode 2, What Happened Last Time.
Last time, I thought I was completely wrong about the premise of the show. Found out there were supernatural abilities at play here. Now we're like jumped back in time to when he's a kid and hopefully going to maybe stop some of these kidnappings and murders in any way that a 10-year-old child
10,
can.
11-year-old, yeah, middle schooler. Well, we'll see what happens this episode. Hope you guys leave a like and subscribe. Check out the OP and ED reaction if you haven't seen that already. That's going to be in a separate video. Hope you enjoy most of all. Hope you check out Patreon to get a week ahead on this show and many others. And uncuts as well, even earlier than the early episodes that are posted on Patreon. Check that out, link in the description. Hope you leave a like and subscribe. Hope you enjoy most of all. Hope you support the official release. Let's go.
That'd be so weird. Getting the fuck out of here.
Tiny Velcro shoes. It's super well animated, like. Oh, Lord. They live in like a low-income housing. Be so crazy. Just like remember all these little things just get dusted off in your memory, like, oh, the key's there, and like this is the old house and everything. That's how it was, and because you just forget so much, you don't even realize. Ooh. Tasty, tasty.
Tasty, tasty.
笛がないとか大騒ぎして喧嘩したのにさ、もう忘れたみたい。ごめんなさい、お母さん。泣かなくてもいいべさ。え？
俺にもこんな時間があったんだ。忘れていた？いや、気づかなかったんで過ごしていた。俺が失ってしまった時間。やっぱりこれはリバイバルだ。
2006.
この時間を失ってたまるか。
お母さん、美味しいよ。ありがとう。何したの、セトル。ごちそうさま。
Just being super polite and nice.
俺はこのまま18年間をやり直すのか。
That'd be pretty brutal.
Yeah, because every time he just like catches back up with the normal time.
ここにいるのは偶然じゃない。
Kayo.
ひなずきかよ。確か母親と二人暮らし。
Gentari's compass.
打撲症？
やっぱこのグループ変わってるよな。俺は趣味がバラバラなこのメンバーだからいいと思ってるよ。
ケンヤ、昔思ってた通り頭のいいやつだ。
ところでさ、一つ聞いていいか？
Really sharp kid.
何？お前、ひなずきのこと好きなの？え？ああ、そうそう。朝もつったってひなずきのことずっと。
なんだサトル、それならなんで俺たちに相談しねえのよ。俺に任せりゃ。話せるようにしちゃるからよ。
The rest of the class just
Screaming it.
like
好きっていうか、ちょっと気になってる。ああ、いた。サトルくんで
よっしゃ、よく言った。
And then look at Kenya.
俺が段取り
He's
し
just
ちゃ
like,
る。
what the fuck is going on here?
バカなの。
ド直球だな。
大
大生がそれかよ。声に出てた。
でもなんか少しわかる。藤沼ってさ、私と一緒で偽物だから。
Pardon me?
really edgy for a child.
昨日走って帰る藤沼見たよ。え？母親ってこんなに大切なもの？
Oh, because he yelled out for his mom when he passed her.
そう。
ひなずき、友達になりたいんだ。
友達。じゃあ私のために人を殺せる？
What?
殺されるひなずきには事件以前から何かが起きている。すれば、もしかしたら。
That's how you know that, like, oh, Yuki.
サトル、この間マクレガーの手袋買ったんじゃなかったっけ？
あ、そういや、そんなの持ってたな。
どっかに忘れてきたのかな。まあ、そんじゃきっとアジトじゃない？
I don't.
みんな、ちょっとアジト寄ってかない？
Is that by the secret
何
base?
言ってんの？チアトが残るから行かないって決まりだべさ。そうだっけ？あ、したっけ？おう。
Acting just a little sus.
ケイヤ。さっきはありがとう。ところでさ、サトル、最近お前文集読んだ？え？あ、いや、読んでないよ。意外と面白いからさ、今度読んでみなよ。したっけ？また明日。したっけ？
ケンヤは多分、ひなずきの作文のことを面白いと言ったんだ。
Oh, the student anthology. It's, oh, that's kind of cool.
私だけがいない町。ひなずきかよ。今よりもっと
Boku
大きくなって
dake ga Inai Machi.
一人でどこへでも行けるようになったら遠い国に行ってみたい。遠い島に行ってみたい。誰もいない島に行ってみたい。辛いことも悲しいこともない島に行ってみたい。大人も子供もクラスメートも先生もお母さんもいない。その島で私は登りたい時に木に、泳ぎたい時に海で泳ぎ、眠りたい時に眠る。その島で私は私だけがいなくなった町のことを考える。いつものように学校に行く。いつものように会社に行く。お母さんはいつものようにご飯を食べる。私は私だけがいない町のことを考えると気持ちが軽くなる。
She just wants to die.
遠くへ行きたい。
ひなずきの作
So
文は
sad.
紛れもなく SOS だ。
Yes.
お母さん、何？誕生日さ、友達呼んでパーティーやっていい？いいよ。でもこのうちじゃ大勢は入れないべさ。大丈夫。5人くらい。あんたはそんなこと言うの初めてだね。ケーキ買うべか。ありがとう。
俺が今なすべきことは
His mom's so awesome.
もっと踏み込むことだ。俺が過去にやらなかったアクションを起こす。
サトル、起きてる？5人って、あんた彼女でもできた？
Counting out his friends.
寝てるの？
妖怪め。
Way too perceptive. See all the students each did one on the wall.
Dragon Quest.
Yeah, he's just obsessed with Dragon Quest.
走らなくたってひなずきがどこにいるかは分かってる。おそらく母親から虐待を受けているひなずきはいつも暗くなるまであの公園にいるんだ。
So sad.
いや
俺はただ変な女ってたっけ。
ひなずき。
藤沼、 何してんのこんなとこで。
俺のセリフだろそれ。うちになりたいって言っただろ。できないけど。
冗談に決まってるべさ。
うわ、俺の苦手なタイプ。
待ってさ、なんかふりをしてるでしょ。笑ってるふり、心配しているふり。別に悪いことだって思わないよ。そのこと言えないけど藤沼の顔が見えない。
その通りだと思うよ。俺は演じてる。好かれたい。友達が欲しい。人と接するのが苦手な自分に何ができるって考えたら、みんなのことを好きになろうって思ったんだ。そしたら演じるのが少し楽になった。
うん、私も演じているうちに本当になる気がするよ。
俺とは真逆で無関心を装ってる。何も感じない自分を演じようとしている。でもたかが10歳の女の強いわけない。
ひなずき、これもらってくれる？バースデーパーティーやるんだ。来てよ。
私が行ってもいいの？でも人いっぱい来るんでしょ。
まだわかんない。ひなずきに渡そうって決めてたから。3月2日だから。来てくれるよね。
冷たくない？
まあ冷たいけど他に置き忘れちゃったみたいなんだ。
おい、なんて言うの？
もういいよ。
俺の方が少し手大きいね。
バカなの？最近の藤沼は少し話しやすい。
まあひなずきに嘘をつかないって決めたからな。声に出てた。
ひなずきしたっけ？また明日な。
あいつも手袋してなかったな。
So what did you think of that episode?
Lots of interesting stuff going on. We get to see more into the stuff that he just wasn't paying attention to.
Yes.
When he was a kid, because obviously, like, a 10-year-old doesn't have the context of, like, recognizing certain things. His friend does. Kenya seems...
super sharp.
Is really... But he also seems sort of, like, more down about things, and it's obviously because he is able to recognize...
The seriousness
of anything in life, and her situation specifically. He clearly has been concerned about it for a while, has like he had read the book, obviously was worried about it, and now, you know, thinks the same thing's going on. Mm-hmm. She's having a really rough time.
Yeah, you could tell when a kid's like that fucked up that they start saying stuff like that. Like, could you kill someone for me? It's like, what? You're 10. Like, what are you saying right now?
Yeah. And I had noticed in the picture of her, like, at her funeral or whatever, she was, like, with her, like, eyes to the side, like, looking kind of, like...
Kind of avoiding?
Yeah.
Right.
And, like, that, I thought that was, a weird attitude for what was maybe her school picture or something, but now that we sort of know more about her, it definitely fits.
Yeah, it seems like she, or at least Satoru suspects that she's being abused by her mom, and she wrote that whole poem about going away to a faraway place, basically about dying. Basically, like, I want to die, I want to leave this place, and everyone will just forget and move on with their lives, and forget about me, basically, because it's just all suffering, all sadness. I want.
Yeah. But away from them.
Yeah. So with that context, do you have any other theories about like what's happening, or nothing too strong?
I'm not sure, because there's still that evil guy. I'm not sure if that's in any way connected to her mom, or she was just an easy target because she's in the park alone every day in the night. So if anyone in the town was a kidnapper and they see a child in the park, and then also a child whose parent might not report them missing right away. Yeah. It's just sad. And then they didn't find her body until the snow melted. That's like super fucked up.
She got dumped in like a junkyard or something, it looks like. Or like the dump or something.
Yeah. That's really sad.
Yeah. And then he asks for the birthday and he invites her first. It's funny. It's what I love about him being a kid is that like it shows that his physical child body is like influencing him.
Yeah.
Like he says things without filtering them. like
Yeah.
a kid does. Like he just like he thinks something and then he doesn't even think to say it. He just says it. It's on reflex.
Yeah.
And he cries when he's like all frustrated or something or sad. And he doesn't even realize it. When in real life he might feel, or not in real life, when he's an adult he might feel the same emotions, but he's just his body is like adapted.
Yeah, to be able to regulate.
Yeah.
Himself.
But when you're a kid, everything's just so extreme.
It is interesting that they show that, and I'm glad rather than and it keeps him from being purely
adult in child's body.
Just an adult, like, who's on this murder mystery case, but in a child's body, and then having to like pretend to be a child. Like,
right.
He's not. It's like he's being influenced by being in a child's body, by being around all. He's not just like, oh, these fucking kids. He's kind of like that, but he's also like kind of in it.
Yeah.
Still, which I think is interesting because he's able to like process things, new information coming in with an adult mind with more experience.
Right.
But he's not immune from like random little things that are being influenced by him being a child currently.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's an interesting recipe for all this shit, and
it's really sad, all the stuff with his mom, and he like goes into his old childhood home. It's just so nostalgic for him, and then he's realizing like all the stuff that his mom does for him.
Yeah, and all the stuff
it's
that
really
he forgot
sad.
And everything.
Yeah, he and also he's forgotten so much stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, did my mom like always make me a really nice meal? Yeah, I guess she kind of did. It just was never noteworthy enough.
Yeah.
To remember. He just really took it for granted.
It's cool that they like confirm, like, obviously, like, I don't know, they confirm it because he was never like a polite kid, and whenever he's polite, she's like surprised.
Yeah.
And that just shows that like he just didn't remember it because it wasn't noteworthy. It wasn't like worth remembering. It was just he took it for granted as a kid. That's why he was never like a polite kid. It's not because he didn't enjoy it or anything. It's just because he took it for granted. He just expected it. And now that he is an adult, he's 29 and has seen so much terrible shit. He's just like, it's so good to be home, you know? It's really relatable, and I don't know. I also like the way the show so far, the writer respects the intelligence of children, you know? Like, some kids are sharper than others, but, like, none of the kids are, like, straight up dumb. They're just kids. Like, you know what I mean? So, it makes sense that someone like Kenya or someone like Satoru could, like, it's not, and Kayo, that they're having these complex thoughts, and but they still act like kids in a way, you know? And
it's interesting as well, the other kids, they're being kids, but it's not framed as in like a super annoying way. Like what they're doing is kind of annoying, like, oh, the Dragon Quest, and just like talking about random useless stuff, but it's not like, oh, I need to get the fuck away from these absolute idiots. Yeah. He's like enjoying spending time with his friends. Yeah. You know, because he had almost forgotten about them. Yeah.
It's crazy the amount that you forget when you grow up. It's incredible.
Yeah. I wanted to look again. There's like a shot somewhere around here, and it was like I guess maybe her mom like putting something in a dumpster and like creepily smiling. I just wanted to look at that again if I could. Yeah, that. I don't know what it was. I was wondering if it's maybe the, like...
It looks like it might be her school
clothes
stuff.
Or her school, like her stuff, it seems like. Yeah,
it looks like clothes.
It looks like clothes. I was wondering if it was her jacket with like her name. Some kids, they like stitch the names onto the jackets.
We can't read that obviously, but yeah.
But it seemed like her mom was just throwing away her shit.
Maybe that's supposed to be like after she's dead.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Because this is the whole poem's about her, or the story or whatever, or essay, is about her dying basically, or wanting to die, and then it's just her mom like throwing out all her shit, and she'll go to work as always and have dinner as always. Yeah, I think that's what that's supposed to be about. Really fucking sad.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you stay tuned. We're moving right along. You're really loving the show?
I am. I'm really... It's really interesting, and it seems to not be, like, too blown out of proportion and too like, totally crazy and out of control and, like, oh my god, like, I don't know. Yeah. It seems to be striking a balance, And especially with this, now we're in the past, there's like the weird nostalgic moments. There's like these, oh my god, there's a 10-year-old child who shouldn't be dealing with all of this stuff. And now he can recognize like, oh my god, this is a lot. And this is dark shit, and I had no idea.
It really makes you think to like when you were a kid how many times you like sort of didn't pick up on the seriousness of a situation, and all the adults are like freaking out.
And he's talking about, oh, I just thought she was a weirdo who hung out in the park by herself.
Yeah.
But now, as an adult, even if he didn't read this poem or see the bruises or anything, just a child not going home and standing in the park, not even playing.
Yeah. Not
wanting to be there, just not wanting to be somewhere else is really concerning.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm liking how it's going so far.
Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you stay tuned by subscribing to the channel to see the next one on YouTube. If you can't wait to see it on YouTube, you can check out Patreon to get the uncuts for these, as well as a week ahead on this show and all the other ones we're doing on our channel. And hope you enjoyed most of all. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.